everybody, I'm Adele Hyland. I'm Head of Dance at the Academy of Music and Performing Arts. And today I have with me one of our graduates of the course, the Bachelor of Dance course, and this is Evie Morris. Hi Evie.
Hello.
Now I'm going to ask Evie some questions about her study, but before we do that I'd like to hear about what you've been doing since you graduated, because it's about 4 years now since you graduated.
It's been 4 years, which feels like a lifetime ago that I was here, because luckily I've been doing a lot, which has been really nice. So I was lucky enough to already been working when I came in to do the Bachelor of course. I was a little bit older, I wasn't so fresh out of school, which actually worked to my advantage. To be able to work and study at the same time was a really great thing. It wasn't easy, but it worked in my favour, because when I came out, it meant I already had a lot of network and connections in the industry, so I went straight into company work with a company called Dancing Under the Influence, which is wonderful. We went straight into shows with them, straight into teaching at their studios as well. And then I got contracts with Opera Australia, which was hugely exciting. They really opened their books. And the nicest thing with that for me is that they have continued to ask me back for work. So it wasn't just a one-off contract. The really great thing was that it's been subsequent contracts after that. So continuing my work with them, and then working for the Department of Education and other freelance things, music videos, lots of choreography, lots of stuff in the media like that. It's been great.
So you've been very busy.
So busy.
It's very busy. I know that you were performing in a show that I went to at the Opera House on New Year's Eve.
That's right, yeah, that was a fun one.
Very prestigious.
Yeah.
So congratulations.
Thanks.
And so why do you think a tertiary course is of benefit to you? I know there's a lot of dance courses, Certificate 4 or Advanced Diploma. Why do you think a tertiary course is important?
For me, always getting my bachelor degree was really essential, because I had higher hopes of moving into masters, maybe a PhD, which I'm about to undertake my masters coming up in the next month or so. I'll start that, which is another 3 years under study. But I wanted that option and to open those doors for myself and give myself more opportunity. It was that, and also the extra time in study, which I know a lot of dancers hesitate over, because it can, you know, it's 2 or 3 years depending on where you go. We do fast track some things here, but that extra time really allowed me to figure out myself as an artist. And I feel like a lot of young dancers these days, the perception of the industry is that it's a very youthful industry and you must be young to step in. And I think that's not quite right, because when you go in with a little bit more maturity and a little bit more training under your belt, which is what a bachelor offers, you go in a little bit more sure of yourself and a little bit more responsible. And I think people hiring you will see that, because you've just got an extra wealth of knowledge that other people may not have.
I've found that with employers now. We have auditions here for the cruise lines. And some of the big shows too, and they're actually coming in saying, can we see the students who have completed a bachelor degree? Because they realise that this is a very comprehensive course. So in saying that, it is a very comprehensive course in that we do dance technique, dance performance, body science,
history, so
that's
important.
Right. So what aspects of the course do you think have been the most benefit to you as a performer?
For me, I always knew I wanted to go into the contemporary industry. It's what I trained most in, it's what I fell in love with. So being able to dive deep in that and major in that, hugely helpful for me going into that part of the world. But also you're exposed to things like hip hop and Latin and all these other styles, which sound scary and may not sound beneficial, even if you're a jazz major and you don't really want to take contemporary. The thing I got most out of being exposed to that is just having different tools under my tool belt, because it's incredible how often you may not get a job because you just don't have that little thing that someone else has, because they've trained in that style, even for one semester. So being able to pull some Latin technique, being able to pull some musicality from hip hop, it's just about gleaning from your different teachers, because everybody can teach you something. And having a very narrow focus may seem like a good idea, but this broad spectrum that we get here was so helpful to me as a performer. It got me so many more jobs, and it helped me as a creative and a choreographer as well.
That's good. And what about as a teacher? Because now you're here with us, which is amazing. I just love the idea that our graduates can come back and start helping the people that are actually enrolled in the course now. So how do you think the course helped you as far as teaching goes?
in terms of being here and being in the course, again, it's just watching people. Teachers have so much to offer us, not just as a student. If you're going into just a performance career, that's fine, but teaching is another great option. And we had wonderful ones here that I just got to absorb so much knowledge from and watch and see how they explained things and demonstrated things, because everyone's so different. And I really think that helped me become a well-rounded artist, because when you get to teach stuff, you figure out so much more about yourself. Absolutely. Finding different ways to explain and connect with other people. It's not just a student-teacher relationships. When you go into a studio and develop works with other companies, that relationship and rapport that you can build that I saw was modeled to me through my teachers has helped me immensely as well.
Yeah, we have an amazing staff.
Incredible.
I'm very, very proud
I
of
would
our
not
staff.
be working. I wouldn't be working, I don't think now, if I didn't have those teachers.
Fantastic. So what sort of advice would you give now to students or to prospective students who are thinking about enrolling in the Bachelor of Dance?
It's a tough course. It's not easy, but I think that's one of the best things about it, truly. What I learnt when I was here was that if you show up for yourself every single day, that's the most important thing. So when you step into the studio, it's not about competing with other people. It's not about impressing the teachers. I say at the start of almost all of my classes, wherever you're at today is fine with me. Wherever you're working from is absolutely okay with me, as long as you're building from there. So whatever you're coming in with, whatever level you're at, whatever style you want to focus on, things like that, that's fine with us. This is an environment that you can really just show up for yourself in. And if you do that day in, day out, even when you're tired, even when your body's sore, when you graduate, you will have this huge toolkit under your belt that you can just go and run with. And that's been the best thing, truly.